If you are a spiritual seeker and you are interested in self-development or you're interested in spirituality, mindfulness, this video is going to be really helpful to you. It's going to help you to really identify some of the healing guidelines that you can apply to your life right away. And I've accumulated these over the last 20 years as I've been embarking on my own personal journey, self-development journey of spirituality and discovering who I truly am. So, guideline number one is feel to heal. So, in order for you to really allow yourself to be in the fullness of who you are, it is important for you to notice which emotions you've been suppressing, which feelings you have been suppressing. And instead of doing that, letting yourself feel. It can be at times overwhelming, but you have the capacity to move through the feelings, through the emotions. And if you do need support, reach out. Sometimes it can be overwhelming to dive into these places by ourselves. So get as much support as you need, but allow yourself to feel. Okay. Guideline number two is release your past. Oftentimes we carry the weight of our past, on our shoulders, in our bodies, in our minds, and we don't realize how it weighs us down. It does not allow us to make new choices in our lives, in our relationships. So, in order for you to really move through the healing process, let yourself release the weight of your past. Guideline number three is be flexible. And so what that basically means, oftentimes when we are, on a healing journey, we might have a fixed idea of who we are. We might have certain fixed beliefs, certain fixed conditions and conditioning that we maybe grew up with. So we can be a little bit narrow-minded. And obviously, healing does not happen just through the mind or changing the mindset. It happens somatically in the body as well. So when you start to open up and you start to become more flexible, then that sense of rigidity or that sense of control that your mind likes to grab onto can start to release. And then you have the spaciousness to really maybe change your perspective, release some of the conditioning, be open to something new, a new possibility. So just allow yourself to play with that a little bit as well. And then we've got guideline number four, allow the healing process to unfold. And this is linked to number three as well. But what can start to happen is that sometimes our minds can have a fixed idea as to how the healing process should go. We want it to happen within a certain time frame. And so when you start to really invite new possibilities in, then you are once again have also this possibility of surrendering and trusting the process versus trying to make it look a certain way. Then we've got being authentic. This also relates to this notion, this kind of belief that certain things should be happening. And sometimes we can hide ourselves behind these layers of the healing process, or we think we should be fitting into a particular spiritual concept. And we're not necessarily being authentic about our inner process and what we are really going through, or a difficulty we're experiencing because we think we should be healing and then we're not, right? So there can be an internal conflict that we're not acknowledging. So it's an opportunity for you to really be honest with yourself, be authentic. That authenticity is going to be the key that's going to open up the healing and it's going to serve you the most. Another one is be patient. So sometimes healing happens pretty quickly, and within, a day, you're experiencing a really profound shift. Sometimes there can be deeper layers, especially if you have long-standing patterns or traumas that you're healing come from. They're not only personal, they might be linked to the collective, or they might be ancestral, or they might be past life patterns that you've accumulated over multiple lifetimes. So just be patient with yourself. Do not try to force for the healing to happen, because the more you push, the more you force, then basically your body does not have the spaciousness it needs to really move through the healing process organically. Then we've got I've got another one that says, trust your heart, trust your soul, trust your inner guidance. Okay. So it's beautiful to find a guide that you can trust, who can sort of offer you the space that you need, who can tune into you, who can offer you suggestions, share their intuitive hits and things of that nature. And I would say number one key is to really learn to attune to your heart, attune to your inner knowing, and trust your soul. Okay. So you have that capacity to really hone in and develop that muscle of self trust. Another one that I want to share with you is releasing any self judgment that you are holding against yourself, forgiving yourself, and practicing loving yourself unconditionally. The more you can do that for yourself, the easier it's going to be to really extend that out to other people. And there might be some forgivenesses that need to happen in your relationships as well, but start with yourself. And then lastly, I want to mention the quality of strength. Oftentimes people who, have embarked on the healing journey, they're really strong people. They want to heal, they want to get better. And that strength could be even intergenerational because our ancestors had to survive a lot of trauma, right? And trauma awareness was not even something that they really were in tune with or connected to. And they had to make it in the world that could have been really tough. Maybe they had to survive through war, through famine, through really, really difficult situations. And not to say these things are not happening in our current reality, they for sure are. But if you're interested in healing, it doesn't mean you have to recreate those experiences or carry those experiences forward. So, most likely, that quality of resilience and strength and determination are well developed in you. But something I want to mention as well is maybe your capacity for vulnerability is underdeveloped. Your capacity to soften into your body is underdeveloped because it wasn't safe to do so in those prior experiences where maybe the conditions were actually threatening. There was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear presence, and the uh, quality of strength can be the predominant one. So there can be this imbalance you might be experiencing within your life and also within yourself internally. So these are the healing guidelines I wanted to bring in and share with you. Let me know which ones resonated for you, which ones might be new to you. I'd love to hear from you. So drop a comment below. If you want to receive more of these videos, subscribe to my channel. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty soon, and I know it's going to happen. So if you want to subscribe, feel free to do that. If you want to actually receive newsletters from me directly into your inbox, I will include a link in the description so that you can just plug in your name and your email, and you'll be receiving actually newsletters and notes of inspiration from me, some of the healing practices, and also offerings that I currently have for people. So make sure you just choose something that you desire to do. And if you have questions, feel free to comment below and ask your questions as well. Alrighty, take care of yourself, and hopefully we'll connect soon. Bye.